The human brain, weighing just over a kilogram, is arguably the most complex structure in the known universe. Despite its size, it contains an estimated 100 billion neurons and trillions of connections, all working in harmony to shape our thoughts, memories, emotions, and actions. This intricate web of cells and signals forms the foundation of who we are, yet much of its inner workings remain a mystery. How do these neurons communicate? How do they form complex thoughts and ideas? And most intriguingly, how do they create the conscious experience we call self? These questions point toward a deeper understanding of what many scientists call the brain's secret codes, the hidden patterns of neural activity that dictate everything from our memories to our emotions. In this video, we will dive deep into these mysterious codes and explore how they shape our daily lives, our understanding of the world, and even the future technology. To begin understanding the brain's secret codes, we must first look at the basic unit of the brain, the neuron. Neurons are specialized cells that communicate with one another through electrical and chemical signals. These signals travel through the brain in the form of action potentials, brief electrical impulses that move along the neuron's axon. But neurons do not work in isolation. They form massive, interconnected networks, with each neuron making thousands of connections to other neurons at junctions known as synapses. When an action potential reaches the end of a neuron, it triggers the release of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that cross the synaptic gap and bind to receptors on the neighboring neuron. This process sets off a chain reaction, allowing information to spread rapidly through the brain. But how does this rapid-fire exchange of electrical impulses translate into something as complex as thought, memory, or emotion? The answer lies in the brain's coding system. Just as computers use binary code, combinations of ones and zeros, to process information, the brain relies on patterns of neural activity to encode and process vast amounts of data. These patterns, often referred to as neural codes, are the brain's way of representing and interpreting the world around us. Each sensory experience, from the warmth of the sun on your skin to the sound of a favorite song, is translated into specific neural firing patterns. For example, when you see an object, light hits your retina and sends a signal to the visual cortex in the brain. The neurons in the visual cortex then fire in a specific pattern that represents that object. Similarly, when you hear a sound, the neurons in your auditory cortex respond with a different firing pattern. The brain's ability to interpret these firing patterns allows us to perceive the world with clarity and coherence. But these codes go beyond just sensory perception. They are also responsible for our thoughts, memories, and emotions. One of the most important aspects of neural coding is its flexibility. The brain is not a static system. It is constantly changing and adapting, a process known as neuroplasticity. This means that the brain's codes are not fixed. They can be rewired over time based on experience, learning, and even injury. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to form new connections and strengthen existing ones, which is why practicing a skill, like playing a musical instrument or learning a new language, leads to improved performance over time. The more we repeat an action or thought, the more deeply the neural pathways associated with it become ingrained. This flexibility is one of the reasons why rehabilitation is possible after brain injury, and why lifelong learning is such an essential part of human development. The brain's coding system doesn't stop at processing external stimuli. It also encodes our internal experiences, our emotions, desires, and motivations. This is where the limbic system comes into play. The limbic system, often referred to as the emotional brain, includes structures like the amygdala, hippocampus, and hypothalamus, which are responsible for regulating emotions, forming memories, and controlling physiological processes such as hunger and sleep. For instance, when we experience fear, the amygdala activates, triggering a cascade of neural signals that prepare the body to respond to danger, what we know as a fight or flight response. This is another example of the brain's coding in action. The emotion of fear is represented by a specific pattern of neural firing, just like a sensory experience or memory. Neural coding also plays a key role in decision-making. Our brains are constantly weighing options and predicting outcomes. often without us even realizing it. This process, known as unconscious processing, allows us to make quick decisions in response to stimuli. For example, when driving a car, you might instinctively hit the brakes when you see an obstacle ahead. This seemingly automatic response is the result of your brain's ability to rapidly process information and send the appropriate signals to your muscles. But even more complex decisions, such as choosing a career path or deciding who to trust, are shaped by the brain's secret codes. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for higher-order thinking and decision-making, uses these codes to evaluate potential outcomes and make informed choices. As scientists continue to study these neural codes, they are beginning to apply their findings to real-world applications, particularly in the field of artificial intelligence, AI. Neural networks, a type of AI designed to mimic the structure and function of the human brain, are being developed to process information in ways similar to how neurons do. These systems are used in everything from facial recognition technology to natural language processing, and they are constantly improving as they learn from new data. By better understanding how the brain encodes information, scientists hope to create more advanced AI systems that can replicate human cognition. Perhaps even more exciting is the potential for brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, which could allow humans to communicate directly with machines using their thoughts. These devices, which are still in the early stages of development, work by decoding the neural signals associated with specific thoughts or actions and translating them into commands that a computer can understand. This technology could revolutionize the way we interact with the world, especially for individuals with disabilities who are unable to move or speak. Imagine being able to control a computer or a prosthetic limb simply by thinking about it. The possibilities are vast, and the key to unlocking them lies in the brain's secret codes. Another area where understanding neural codes could have a profound impact is in the treatment of neurological disorders. Diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and epilepsy are caused by disruptions in the brain's normal coding patterns. By identifying and correcting these faulty codes, scientists hope to develop more effective treatments and even cures for these conditions. Deep brain stimulation, DBS, a technique that involves implanting electrodes in the brain to regulate abnormal neural activity, has already shown promise in treating disorders like Parkinson's disease. As we continue to decipher the brain's codes, we may one day be able to develop more targeted therapies that can restore normal brain function with greater precision. The brain's secret codes are the key to unlocking some of the greatest mysteries of human existence. They govern not only how we perceive the world, but also how we think, feel, and interact with it. As scientists delve deeper into these codes, they are opening up new frontiers in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and medicine. From neuroplasticity to brain-computer interfaces, the potential applications of this knowledge are vast and far-reaching. The more we learn about the brain's codes, the closer we come to understanding what makes us human. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the mysteries of the brain. If you found this video intriguing, make sure to subscribe to Mystery and Quest, the world of science, for more deep dives into the wonders of the natural world. Let us know in the comments what you think the future holds for brain research. Will we one day fully decode the brain? Or are there some mysteries that will forever elude us? Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking the unknown.